Welcome back.
This is the Elite Eight.
Yep.
We are down to Banjo and Kazooie, the Arbiter, Captain Blasto, Lara Croft, Mega Man X, Rex, Ryu, and Sweet Tooth.
Kirby.
He cheated.
He's not going to let that one go.
Kirby won by blowing the judge, literally. Well, sucking the judge. Oh my god! Yeah. Kirby won by a blowjob.
He did it. Okay, so we're starting right off. Banjo-Kazooie versus Arbiter. So if you watch the first 16,
Sweet 16.
the Sweet 16, you watch those matches. There's 8 of those. I am representing Banjo-Kazooie, and Andrew is representing the Arbiter. Banjo-Kazooie, just a recap, we are talking about Banjo-Tooie, the game. That version of Banjo-Kazooie, that's their full move set that they have. We've already discussed their main appeal is they have the Wonder Wing, about a minute-long worth of invulnerability, and the versatility of a tag team that has different skills. And then we have the Arbiter, who is the same loadout, the energy sword, plasma rifle, 2 plasma grenades, and his shields and active camo?
Yep.
All right. So we have that. So, yeah, because we've already established all the main arguments, this will be a little bit quicker.
This will be more specific towards the enemy.
Yeah, it has to be a very more targeted thing. So we can still do 2-minute argument. Andrew, because I beat you with Kirby and Sweet Tooth, do you want to start?
I was going to say, you've got the lower seed.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you do have the lower seed. So if you want, you can choose to argue first or defend. What are you trying to?
I'll take the defend.
Take defend. Okay.
So
the main argument against the Arbiter here, as far as Banjo and Kazooie are concerned, they're definitely outclassed in height and speed, as well as the stealth ability that Arbiter has. However, something that we didn't talk about in the previous video is that there is an upgrade for Banjo and Kazooie in that game that is homing eggs. So their projectiles do home in. They can be an invisible target. It doesn't matter. They home in on the nearest enemy. And considering there's only one Arbiter, one enemy, those eggs are always going to be homing in on the Arbiter. So my piece is that all those powerful eggs, the ice eggs, the fire eggs, grenade eggs, the homing robotic controlled ones and the regular ones, they're all going to be homing in on the Arbiter. So even if he tries to hide, it's not going to do much for him as far as those shields are concerned. As we kind of discussed, as long as they're wearing down that shield and doing damage at the same time, as long as they don't give up, I definitely see it as an easy win. There's several melee attacks that they have, so even if they get close, they can still do damage, and because they do have the range of the eggs, they don't have to worry necessarily about the Arbiter's energy sword. And as far as, mobility, we kind of mentioned the big issue with Banjo and Kazooie is Banjo's slow. If you have Kazooie alone, Kazooie's running fast, but if you have the Turbo Trotters, which are the sneakers that appear in random magical places because it's a cartoon game, the Turbo Traders cause him to run 3 times as fast. So, any kind of situation, I'm seeing that if they have that kind of weird, cartoony super sneakers show up, they're running away no matter what. So they're outrunning plasma rifle, plasma grenades, and swords. I was paying attention to my time closely. I was making sure I wrapped up my argument.
All right, Andrew, what do you have for the Arbiter?
I'm ready. So, I'm off camera. One of the things that was discussed in Arbiter v Dragonborn 2021 was the Dragonborn's armor. What's important to note, Banjo-Kazooie have no armor. He is a bear with shorts, with a bird in a backpack. So, we are talking about plasma weaponry going through naked flesh. The animals maybe 2-on-1. They may be fast, they may be strong, but it is not going to take nearly as much to kill them as it would to kill the Arbiter. Now, he brought up the homing eggs. The thing with those is the Arbiter is fast. The eggs will eventually catch up to him, but he can outrun them long enough to get a few shots on the bear, on the bird. He has his plasma grenades that he could get stuck on the backpack, killing the bird at least, wounding the bear, get it stuck on the bear, killing the bear, wounding the bird, and he's down to 1-on-1. In this battle, the energy sword is not nearly as important as it was in round 1. This battle is going to come down to the fact that the Arbiter has that overshield plus his armor and then his regenerating health versus a bear who is topless and a bird in a backpack. He just has to get a couple of kill shots in and they're done. They're toast. The plasma will sear through their flesh and kill them almost instantly, probably instantly actually. If a plasma rifle can wear down a Spartan's overshields, or in multiplayer the overshield in the armor, it can definitely take down a half-naked bear and his bird in the backpack.
I actually have an instant rebuttal to that for once.
All right, we will skip to rebuttal instead of the question.
Okay, so legitimately in the Banjo-Tooie, in the Banjo-Kazooie series, they have a limited number of health, and no matter what damage they take, unless it's fall damage, which is the dumbest thing, everything but fall damage is one thing of damage. So they've been canonically in boiling hot lava and only took one piece of damage versus... So even if it's bullets, and plasma bullets at that, it's doing one thing of damage. Even the grenade, one piece of damage.
That's fine. He can wear them down still.
I'm not denying that he can't wear them down, but I'm putting that out there. I'm also putting forward, as Sean brought up in the original one, cartoon logic. Banjo-Kazooie are cartoon characters.
But
They
the
do
Arbiter
have
is
that.
not a human character this time.
That's true, he's an alien.
In a CGI universe. So he has computer-generated graphic logic as opposed to cartoon logic.
Okay.
So my first question is, I'm going to actually put this up and I'm going to give you both a chance to rebut it. What happens when the Goldwing goes against the Overshield? Either one of you can start.
So the Overshield can deplete, but it recharges. The Goldwing, 60 seconds no matter what, it's done, and he can use it again later, but if he's close in combat, then the energy sword could come into play, or if he's running away, the Arbiter would have to inevitably catch up at some point.
I would definitely say that the biggest issue here is that if the Wonder Wing, which is the gold feather, if the Wonder Wing wears out, it doesn't recharge without gold feathers. So when it's gone, it's gone. However, the difference between the Overshield and the Wonder Wing is that the Wonder Wing can damage if it makes contact.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Is
So the Overshield doesn't do damage to the opponent, but the Wonder Wing does if it makes contact.
and how much damage would it potentially take to just deplete that shield? Because essentially,
It
they
counts.
both could be shields up, but if Banjo-Kazooie is just literally walking into the Arbiter, he's hurting him.
Usually
So-
in Halo 2, a 50 caliber sniper shot will deplete the shield.
And I'll put it this way: in Banjo-Tooie, the Wonder Wing, except for bosses, acts as the Starman does in Mario.
That's what I was
It's a
figuring.
one-hit kill. That's why I do like Smash Brothers tried to give it a percentage because it is their side smash. It's roughly about a 50% damage, so that's a pretty big chunk of health. So if we treat it as like a boss, like the Arbiter is a boss, it's not killing him in one hit,
No,
but it's significant. It's at least draining his
significantly
shields
damaging
immediately.
the
Yeah,
shields.
but they would have to be sustained contact with him to be able to kill him. So we're talking, if he makes contact, or if Banjo-Kazooie makes contact while the Wonder Wing is active, it's draining the Arbiter's shields, but if he gets away, he
Right.
can hide until he gets that back.
And if Snake was faster than the bear,
Yeah,
Arbiter
that's
is
not
definitely-
much of an issue.
in which case he can just hang back to the
It's all out.
shield is out,
Yeah.
and start taking pot shots with the plasma rifle.
Okay.
Or he can plasma stick the grenade to the bear's nipple and blow the nipple off, and then die in solace, knowing that the bear has lived the rest of his life without him.
My one piece of argument, if I was to make any about realistically in this kind of matchup, the Arbiter's weapons eventually run out of ammo. And unless Banjo-Kazooie got the transformation to turn Kazooie into a dragon beforehand, all their range weapons are limited. They have unlimited kind of melee, like the Beak Buster, the Beak Barge, all these kinds of moves that are actively hurting physical melee weapons. No kind of limitation. But all the range for Banjo-Kazooie, that is limited. But Arbiter, even his energy sword is limited. So even if
You
they,
get into a fist fight.
and I'm just saying out there, like, a fist fight with the Arbiter is one thing, but Banjo-Kazooie still have their tag team fight moves, like the Beak Buster, where literally you're getting the full force of Banjo, a full-grown bear, and Kazooie smashing down in an invulnerability ground pound into you. Or the Drill Bill, where Kazooie's beak is the first thing and it goes down as a drill, and it spins. So, I mean, if it comes down to a melee fight, I'm saying that if the energy sword is out of energy, it's Banjo-Kazooie, as far as close range.
So if the energy sword, plasma rifle, and both grenades are gone, that's a lot to be gone.
I know.
Without killing that bear.
And that's why
that's
it's in the
assuming that the shield hasn't regenerated. Okay, that was Alex's closing. Do you have a closing argument?
So the only other thing I'll mention in the closing argument is when the Arbiter knows he is dead or is close to dying, he goes into an unbridled rage. The rage can help him tear enemies apart, but at that point he's usually got no weapons. So if it does come down to a melee, he would go into the rage, which seems to make them a little faster. I wouldn't say it makes him stronger, but it would make him faster, more ruthless in his attack. So he would not be fighting fair. That's when the active camo could come in if both of their range weapons are out. His shield could regenerate, and then when the rage kicks in, he would be fighting tooth, nail, 4 jaws, and claws to kill Banjo and Kazooie in his red mist.
Man, look at it in red mist.
Purple mist. I don't know what color their blood is. Purple.
So
That is canonically
He gets purple haze.
purple haze.
Purple rain.
This is rough.
All these are going to
and
be
this
rough.
is going to happen because all of these people have already had, in some cases, decisive victories.
Kirby.
So there's a couple different things that I'm leaning on. To me, I think it's going to come down to the power-ups. And I see the Wonder Wing as a superior power-up. But at the end of the day, the fact is that depletes and it's gone. The Overshield
comes back.
Even if destroyed, constantly is replenishing. The other thing, and I will say, as we said in the first video, both sides have varying ranged weapons. Range, it's a horse apiece. Like we said, melee, we're giving the advantage to Banjo and Kazooie because, once again, it's a 2-on-1 advantage. Problem being, and Andrew kind of sold this on his closing statement, is that rage. So even if Banjo and Kazooie are literally lighting up the Arbiter, the problem is as this is happening, 1, he's getting pissed off. 2, he's regaining his shield as he's taking this damage. And 3, we're still going with this height advantage. We're talking a character that is literally twice the size of Banjo and Kazooie. And hell, that's if Kazooie's standing on Banjo's head. I see this coming down. I am still saying that this is a close one, but I think the Arbiter's taking this one. Just sheer brute force is going to take out Banjo and Kazooie at the end of the day.
The Arbiter. Moving on to the Final Four. We have our first Final Four participant, and it is only going to get tougher from here. As we have Blasto and Lara Croft, then Mega Man X versus Rex, and Ryu taking on Kirby. None of these are going to be easy matchups.
No,
Not at all.
Especially on Arbiter's side of the bracket. Everyone's pretty even.
Yeah.
All I know is if it's Arbiter, actually, I think I know who's winning that side of the bracket.
Depends who comes out of this next match. It's all about the matches.
It really is, but if who I think's going to win the next round wins, I think I know who's winning the left side of the bracket.
Tune into next video, though, to find out for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Pick up camera, don't matter.
But we'll have that next video for you guys tomorrow. Captain Blasto versus Lara Croft. Thank you guys. Like, hate, love.
Oh, I
Because
like that
we
one.
love you guys at the end of the day. See you guys next time, guys.
I like that.